Welcome Brawlers, I'm DG Hermit and today we are going to be playing Raffine Skimming Seer. For Esper mana, we get a 1/4 Sphinx Demon, Flying, Ward 1. Whenever you attack, target creature connives X, where X is the number of attacking creatures. So, conniving is decent value, but it's not card advantage, so we need to have backups. So we have Cecil, also known as Timna the Weaver, Geeks, Enduring Curiosity, but also some creatures that are specific to Raffine. Leader Super Genius. If a creature would connive, instead you draw a card and then that creature connives. And also it gives us a connive every combat step. We also have Loki, God of Mischief. Whenever a player or a permanent becomes a target of an ability you control, draw a card only once each turn. So with the trigger from Raffine, we are targeting, so that gives us another card. And because we are drawing and discarding, we also play King T'Challa to draw an additional card. Then we want to connive onto some creatures with value or maybe some evasions. So we have menace creatures like Shieldred Assimilator, Moonshadow, Black Widow Super Spy. We also have flyers, or potential flyers like Psychic Frog, Malcolm, Alluring Scoundrel, Galathul Gale Caller, the Wondrous Wasp. The Sundrake does have flying, but we want it to trade for our opponent's commander, so it's never on our side. We also have Hydroponics Architect, or maybe Mother of Runes to give protection. We just need to make sure we don't give protection from one of Raffine colors, or that we make the protection after we have connived. Otherwise, we cannot target it with Raffine. And we also have Disrupting Creatures that also have flying, Spell Queller, Swift Savior, Airborne Interrupter, as well as a couple cards we are trying out, like the Queen of Dale and Galadriel Dismissal. This one is got sneakily added in the commander from The Hobbit, but for one white mana, we can make a creature face out, or if we pay 4 mana, we can make all creatures from a player face out. Usually we use it to protect our creatures, but in a pinch we can remove all of our opponent's creatures. Well, I guess it wouldn't be a pinch, because we want to do that when we are about to win the game. So the rest, you know, the staples, Disruptor Flute, Thoughtseize, Inquisition. I guess we also have Helping Hand because we are going to be discarding. Hopefully we can reanimate, or at least if they remove Raffine, for only 1 mana we get it back. And since he doesn't have to attack for the trigger, it's also going to provide value. So that's the deck. Now let's head into the queue and skim a little, show our opponent how conniving we are. Okay, so against Yuriko, and we are taking 1 mulligan. Guess we send Solitude, and not only do we take the mulligan, but I think we also play Gemstone Caverns. Okay, let's play Concealed Courtyard, and we're going to bounce their commander. Okay, yeah, they didn't play their land first. They only had a tap land. I guess that makes sense. And they have Force Spike here, Force of Will. Okay, sure, I guess that works. I think in that case we should kill the Slither Blade, probably during their turn. Okay, they don't have anything here. That's some Face Shadow. Guess we bounce that. We play Raffine, play a tap land. Ooh, they have Wash Away here? seems. Okay. Yeah, I guess you got us opponent. Silver for master. And that's on face shadow. Let's bring back Raffine. Maybe they have what's the name of the card? Snuff out. Oh, they play Yuriko just like that. Baleful's trick is the draw. Okay, let's destroy all tapped creatures. Flare of Malice. Yeah, that's bad for us. I think they probably have this one. I guess we can subtlety and try to ambush Yuriko, but it's not a great plan. It keeps us in the game though, so. Academ's Awakening. Yeah, they return to creatures. That's unfortunate. So yeah, I guess we needed another Wrath. We only have Toxic Deluge, but I don't think it saves us here. GG's. Ta-da. We might have a chance. We need to disrupt our flute during their next upkeep, I think. So we can also protect it with Force of Negation. Okay, never mind. Let's just play the flute, I guess. Okay, if their timer runs out, I guess we play the flute and name. Okay, yeah, it doesn't. So let's run it here. See what they do about it. Nothing, so let's name library. That actually feels okay. Definitely not great, but not terrible. They cannot activate because of the flute, so. Chrome Mox. Okay, let's Inquisition, see what they are running. Fierce Guardianship, sure. Steel Katara. Pay the 2 energy. If they want to bounce it, I think we Force of Negation. Very mastermind, I guess. Down is great here. Let's got the Fairy Mastermind. Wondrous Wasp. Yeah, I guess there's nothing we can do about it. So they have 5 power here. I guess we want to pass. Actually, opponent should attack. Yeah, pay 3 life, destroy the Wasp. Spell Snare, let's respond with Force of Negation. It does sting a little bit, but I think getting counters for Katana should be decent for us. Okay, they make us Force Spike twice. But at this point, Katara has already a decent number of counters on it. Oh, and with Sim Rip, we can rip on the Wasp. Get Raffine with the abilities back. And then just... I guess we draw 4 cards. And we discard 3 in total. That should amount to some value, I think. So, GG's. Okay, so kind of bad news is we don't have a way to deal with days up, but otherwise it's Dink's hand I do like some extent. Yeah, also there's a chance they have hand disruption, so a counterspell. Digging for a counterspell might not be a good mulligan strategy. So what will you take, opponent? The Hex is probably going to stay in our hand. Okay, they take Barrowglyph. That's fair, I guess. This one should add also white. And I mean, that probably means we want the Scryland, because the Hex is... that is a land. But since it doesn't make color, yeah, I guess we should keep it either way. So that means Raffine is going to be a couple of turns away. Probably we play Malcolm rather than Loki or whatever else. Cloud, Midgard Mercenary. Ok. Por Umezawa Jite. Duress. I guess we kill Cloud here. It's not ideal, but this way they whiff on the Duress. Yeah, Digit is going to be annoying, so we need to think about how to deal with it permanently at least, because bouncing it with the Burrower is not the best long-term option. Okay, we have a counter spell here, so I guess they didn't play it. Yeah, that might have been a mistake on their part. Not sure though. Counter Teysa. Yeah, opponent must be frustrated. They used to hand disruption spells only to find their spell getting countered. Which is also why we don't mulligan for them, because yeah, because they can discard them. I guess here we want yeah, probably black. And I think we play Loki. Maybe Bounce or maybe Malcolm. We have those options. Yeah, Loki's a little vulnerable, but we don't have too much of an issue. Portable hole. Sure, I guess. Staff of the Storyteller. I think here we bounce the hole. Then we play Raffine, attack with Loki. Okay, this is kind of encouraging. Although Loki is probably going to die. But if we put the GT under the Sim Rip, we should be in a decent shape. And get rid of Teysa here. Definitely feels nice. And obviously our opponent being at 12 life is probably the best sign for our long-term plans. Wash away is good. Mana leak might not be ideal, so let's discard that and the Emperor or the land. I guess the Emperor. No, we should discard the land. Then we take the Jite. Or maybe the Spirit. No, we should take the Jite. Parallax Wave. Yeah, unfortunately that's a counter. Well, at least that means our opponent cannot play Teysa as well. So that's the way it is. They played the hole and put Loki under it, which is why we connect with Raffine last time. I guess we don't have any equipment. So we should get Paragoyf, and Leader Super Genius. Yeah, this should be fun. Humiliation, alright. I mean... Let's discard extra time, I think. Attack, draw another card. Thanks, Leader. Discard Force of Negation. Okay, so in response to this trigger, we humiliate them, or at least just Teysa. I guess they still get their token, but yeah. This is just going to be a 0-5. They will have 2 flyers, but I don't think they can do much with them. Also, this is going to hurt them to tap for mana for mana in general, so they were definitely going to lose. GG's. Alright, Tasha, Unholy Archmage. I think our plan should be to get that under Spell Queller. But in the meantime, yeah, maybe this wasn't the best play. We probably needed to mana Confluence. This way we also get one of our colors for Spell Queller and make sure we can cast it. I did say it, but didn't think it quite through, so... I think, okay, Enduring Curiosity is what they take. So that's fine, I guess. It does give us a grow on the Nethergoyf. We have 3, yeah, because this is 2 types. Opponent has Mox Amber. Mox Amber with a 4 mana Planeswalker commander. I don't think that's the way you wanna play it. Okay, they put Unable to Scream on the Nethergoyf. If they surveil here, that probably means we are free to resolve Raffine. And obviously we're going to put the counters on the Goyf. And Swift Savior, that's also a good one. I guess we discard you. And the land? Yeah, I think so. Opponent kept a land on top. Yeah, let's take the action. Ooh, they have Tasha now. Long goodbye, sure. Decline, because we can help in hand. And they also play Bitter Triumph. Okay, so we need to get a land with the Surveil. Let's see if it happens. Not quite.
This fight will be relaxing compared to toiling over my cauldron.
So can we kill Tasha here? Not quite. This can grow to 4. Okay, they give us a car. I guess let's give them Black Widow. It does help War 2. Wondrous Wasp. So let's attack Tasha. And also our opponent. No, just double attack on Tasha. Serum Snare. Yeah, let's put that under Spell Queller. Ooh, discards Tarmogoyf and Wasp. If they go for a replay on Tasha, we Subtlety.
Cherish this rare moment.
Okay, GG's. Yeah, they can plus, but we still have a lot of power on the air. That's 3, 4, 5, minus 2. Still 4, and then plus 3. Yeah, we had it, so. GG's. Helga. The good news is we can kill their Helga or put the stasis field on. Okay, yeah, even Patriarch's Humiliation on it. Llanowar Elves. I don't think we want to steal Helga. But stealing the elves is also not ideal. Actually, let's Humiliation on the elf. Since we have the Goyf. Yeah, that's a play. Bloom Tender. And I guess we play Raffine. Opponent uses their Force of Will on our commander. Yeah, let's send it to the command zone. No drift there. Sure. Only to cast creature spells. Yeah. Should we? I guess we split up just for Helga. I guess in that case maybe we attack first. Ooh, I think we probably should be stealing the Bloom Tender. Well, we need another land for that. And there we have it. So let's go for it. Okay, there we have it. So now this can add 2 mana, potentially 4 once we get... Oh, and they have Shalai, so... Good timing on our part. So let's play Raffine and then Loki. Discard the land. Okay, they send Helga back to the command zone. I think we surveil here. Witch Enchanter. That's not what we want to see. Sarith. That gives hexproof or death touch. And a mysterious card. Honestly, that could be anything. Yeah, Sarith plus Shalai, definitely. An unbreakable bond. So let's attack with the Nethergoyf. Queen of Dale. Actually, we probably will not use it. Or maybe we will... No, because they are... Yeah, Helga is all about creatures, so... Let's play Azure Beastbinder and Moonshadow. Yeah, an opponent needs to be really careful because we have a decent board, and if they just tap too much, that also means we can kill Shalai, well, exile her with the relic, or maybe do something else, which I'm not sure what it's going to be yet. Also, Moonshadow is 1 or more, so unfortunately, no matter how much we connive, we only get 1. If we don't want that land too much, subtlety, and 2 lands away. Actually, let's send all the lands. Or maybe not. Yeah, let's send the lands. Yeah, that Moon Shadow is going to die. So alternatively, we could have played the Flood Strand before combat. Okay. They just block a couple of stuff. Yeah, they give the Elvish Mystic. Death Touch, which is fine. I guess they need to do it the other way, or maybe wait until Yuna could untap. Or I mean, could tap. And I guess here we should add the mana and replay Nethergoyf. We need 3, so one sorcery, 2 and instant. Oh, we need 4. Okay. Guess let's play Brazen Burrower. Yeah, let's attack with everyone. Math is for blockers, so... and who is going to get the buff? I guess the best binder. Seven. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. 6 and 7. This is creature or spell, so we can even choose our own creature. I guess if they kill the Bloom Tender, that would not be great. Otherwise, we might be in a decent shape, I think. Maybe. Am I missing something? Did they not block lethal? Do they have lifelink? Yeah. They messed up, which is a good sign for us. Yeah, they needed to block differently. That's why I think it was better to put the counters here. I guess they could either use this. Okay, counter target spelled. Okay. Yeah. So maybe they wanted to keep that up. Yeah, definitely a weird choice to not block lethal. I guess they didn't do the math. They were the blocker, but they didn't bother. I guess we didn't bother also, otherwise we would have kept the Bloom Tender back. Either way, GG's. We take it. Okay, so this is the first Nashi. Maybe I should have mulliganed this hand. Mana Drain and Curiosity trailed me in. Also, turn 3 mana for Raffine. But yeah, these are not great if we cannot cast them. But if we draw another Black Source, then the Voidwalker is decent. Yeah, Arboreal Grazer. That is unfortunate. Okay, Timna the Weaver. I guess we will try to play that first. Yeah, that makes sense. Brainstorm. Let's mana drain that. Just to be efficient, I guess. Force of Will on mana drain. Love to see it. And they exile a extra turn spell. Now if they don't have a fetch land, we feel good about this. Okay. They might have a counter spell, but that's why we played Timna here. They'll send. Let's run Raffine. They can play Nashi and get Force of Will back. But if they do all of that, okay. They don't, I don't know what they get. Maybe Brainstorm? So what now, opponent? I mean, you can pressure us more for now, but I think we are in a decent spot for a race. That's to keep bouncing Nashi. Okay, I take it back. We are in a horrible place for this, actually. Okay, so... Well, obviously we discard the Voidwalker, that's not a question here. But should we try to kill Nashi? I think probably. And they do have Force of Will after all. Yeah, that's a little rough, I will admit. Okay, and they get Demonic Terror. Yeah, that is actually horrible. So let's see if we can get a fetch land. That might help us. We will use Inquisition and fetch for a black source so we can Feral Push. Oh, no cigar. Guess we Inquisition and then place Planar Genesis. So is this another Force of Will they got here? Feels that way. Yeah, and they can just bounce. Nashi keep getting the Time Warp back. Okay, thoughts is sure. Yeah, and they will get back Nashi here. Really not loving this. Ooh, I guess actually we can use the Emperor of Bones. But we still need another black source. Okay, there we have it. So let's play the Emperor. With the Beastbinder. Discard the Stormdrake. Demonic Terror. Okay. So here we are going to respond by getting the Void Walker. This way this is going to go to exile. And we don't have to deal with infinite turns from opponents. Alright, I guess. Okay, so now what do we do? Yep, I guess we take Nashi here. And Volatile Stormdrake. All attack. Right, but this is a creature you own. I forgot about that. Oh no, it's a creature you control. Thank God. Yeah, for some reason I remembered being a creature you own. One and two. And I guess three. Oh, they return it under their control, so that's what I was thinking. Yep, that's a nice block. And what do we do now, opponent? Time Warp. Counter spell, so they don't have another blue card here. We know that at least. And like that, we beat Raffine. It was a long and definitely hard game to win. I didn't think we could have come back from Sasa there. But I guess the mistake from opponent was using Demonic Tutor wrong, probably. Yeah, getting that time warp and they countered their own time warp, so we wouldn't get it exiled. They chose to not exile it instead of giving us another. Instead of taking their extra turn, and then not giving us an extra turn if we wanted to use the. I guess we couldn't because it's at sorcery speed. We would have. Yeah, we cannot cast it. But yeah, opponent chose that way. They played like that, and we took advantage of it. We beat them with a top deck from Volatile Storm Drake. You definitely love to see it. I guess we saw it earlier and then we just used the Emperor of Bones. Yeah. And I guess the synergy with Emperor of Bones and Raffine giving connive to the Emperor, meaning we get even more reanimates here. So yeah, I think we need to take a break from this one. GG's. Rocco Cavalry Caterer. Yeah, that's nice. I guess our hand is not the best because we don't have a turn to play, but keeping open mana for T'Challa and then on turn 4 playing Raffine could be the way to go. So let's Inquisition, Deflecting Swat, Squee, and Enduring Innocence. We should take the Innocence. We surveil here. And it does provide all the colors, but we don't need it. Actually, I just realized we could have what was I going to say? Let them keep the Enduring Innocence and draw some cards with T'Challa that way. But I guess it's better if they don't draw that much. Basking Brute Scale. Guess. Let's send away Witch Enchanter. Ooh, Deadly Relic is great. And we also play Hydroponics Architect. Rosy Cotton. Sure, I guess. In response to the trigger, we will exile the Brute Scale. Ooh, requiring Hex, okay. Had we known about that? I think we discard Land, Simulator, Black Widow. Opponent is getting impatient. So let's emote back. And maybe we bully them a little. Yeah, I guess we're gonna win. This opponent seems to be tilted, so they are going to run the clock, which we don't mind. So let's take the win. Obviously, if their combo had resolved, Braskin Bruscale can get a counter, makes a Scion. The Scion is a token, so Rosy Cotton triggers, it's infinite. The Bruscale is lethal, so... I didn't know what to exile. If we exiled Rosy, then we still had Requiring Hex to deal with the Bruscale, but we didn't draw it until our on-tap step. Well, draw step. So. And I guess maybe that was their only combo. I would expect Rocco to have more combos. They probably had Food Chain also for Squee, so that could also make sense. And if you play Food Chain, Squee, you tutor for the other, for the Bishop or something, an alchemy card that just gives you a copy of itself, which if you have infinite mana from Squee and Food Chain, doesn't matter that much. Well, you would need to discard it, that's the part that doesn't matter, I mean. So you wouldn't discard it, you still get infinite stuff. And I think we will wait our opponent out here. Also, well, first, glad that we broke 2000, but also, I guess we had, yeah, I missed our chance, but we had the choice to report our opponent. Forgot about that, maybe I should have done it. Didn't think about it until right here. So yeah, top 197. GG's. So I think we're gonna cut it here. Did we lose any games in the recording? I know I have lost a few games with Raffine, but I don't remember if I recorded those or they were in practice. But either way, we managed to go all the way up to top 200 Mythic, which is nice. I guess it was 197 or something. Yeah. Love to see it. So, since we are in such a hot streak, I would say I don't want to make too many changes. The card that I maybe would get out if you want some other form of card advantage is Leader, but the synergy with Raffine is just too much to ignore. So with Leader and Raffine, you are going to be drawing 2 extra cards each turn and you get to keep them. You only discard 2 connives, but you are conniving either way from both sources, so that's nice. Maybe some more removal, you could change the removal choices. Obviously, Status Field is here because of Yuriko. I will never, until Yuriko is either nerfed or banned, we should still play it. But then maybe if that happens in the future when you are watching this, maybe change it for what's the can be countered, destroy creature with mana value 3 or less. That one is good. Or just some of the cheaper ones that they could also work. But yeah, I like the fact that if you look here, we have mostly instants, a few sorceries. One of them is Helping Hand, I guess. Artifacts, that's only one, and I guess, yeah, we only have 2 auras that remove, well, 2 enchantments, 1 aura, and the Simrip, as well as the artifact. One of them is Portable Hole, Esper Sentinel, and Disruptor Flute, so those are nice. So yeah, overall I like the synergy, and it's kind of funny that the fact that a few of the newer cards for this deck are all Marvel. Definitely, and they are good, to be fair. They are really good, especially in this deck, so Loki, Wondrous Wasp, Black Widow, and obviously Leader. I'm still just very impressed with Leader. Oh, and King T'Challa is also a good one. Drawing another card, so yeah, happy with the way the deck is. Maybe you can do something with Timna, and we didn't get to see how good actually the Wandering Emperor is. So those might be your spots to change. Also, I guess we didn't get to see Queen of Dale. She also has a trigger like Raffine, but this one is, instead of putting a counter, we get a human soldier, and going wide with the Connive X is decent value. But again, or at least I haven't seen this card at all, I think. Well, I have seen it, but the time I saw it, I was winning, so I think I'd send away to Connive, put a counter, so still not sure how good it is. I guess we saw it the other day with Vivisa. Our opponent was the one using it, so still unsure. Obviously, this card is going to be so much better, miles better in multiplayer, which is why I'm trying it out to see if it's actually decent. But it probably can give you a couple of loots in 1v1 because of, especially against blue decks, we tend to run a lot of spells. But yeah, who knows? Queen of Dale, Dimna, and maybe Wandering Emperor are the places you can replace. Geek sometimes is awkward. We also saw Dothy Voidwalker being awkward with the double black. But that could be an issue fixing the mana base. All I know about the mana base is we don't want untap lands, so we can play Raffine on Corp, or at least have the option to. So we do end up running Mana Confluence, Reflecting Pool, and Starting Town. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. I'm the Hermit, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.